D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my weekend review where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can, check them out and read them for yourself, or you can just watch this video where I'm basically going to read it to you, and everything. But before I get started on that, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that I got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started? So for my first story this week, all right, you guys, so this happened, I believe, on Monday. So on Monday, everybody on Reddit noted that the subreddit for Marvel spoilers had been was no longer available, like it was taken down or whatnot. And so they started asking questions. Well, it looks like Marvel Studios is going to be they're having a lawsuit against Reddit. And this is very interesting because, everybody wants to blame, some people want to blame Ant-Man and the Wasp for this, but I don't think it's that. I think that this has been a problem for a while now. Now, I just want to be honest with you. I personally enjoy spoilers. And I know some people are like, well, it ruins the movie for you. For me personally, it does not ruin the movie for me because, and I'll just an instance, Infinity War, when that came out, I had read what was going to happen online, like verbatim almost, not like lines or anything, but just like what happens and everything. And reading it and seeing it are two different things. So when I read it, I was just like, oh, okay, and everything. But then when Tony Stark, when he got stabbed by Thanos and that, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I was still surprised. So, and I'm only speaking for myself with this. I know some people, they just do not like spoilers. I totally get that. I'm not judging or dissing on it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I like spoilers. Now, let's read this. This comes from comicbook.com. Not my favorite website. And plus, they always look at how large this is. Anyways. Okay, so it says, months after every line of dialogue in the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was shared online before the movie even hit theaters, it appears Marvel Studios has started a legal process involving in discovery who leaked the aforementioned content. On January 21st, an anonymous Redditor shared every single word uttered in the movie to Marvel Studios spoilers. Now, a business entity connected to Marvel is trying to get Reddit to reveal the identity of the person or persons who first posted it. Now, I know that, okay, so this is what happened. They got the closed caption. I think it mentions it in this article. I can't remember. But so what they did was, for Ant-Man and the Wasp, they had got the closed caption script for it or whatnot. And they posted the whole script online, like the lines and stuff. And so therefore, I think that was a little bit too far. And here's why. I think that when you have a movie, I think it's different between saying like, hey, so-and-so shows up and then leaking every line, because I just go, there is a line that I think you shouldn't cross. I don't think scripts should be leaked online because I think that's, I just think that's a little too far. But at the same time, I just go, if I came across that, I would just skip over it because I'm not interested in that. But if you are interested in that, then I see how you would want to do that. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. So let me read this, and then I'll tell you some more of my thoughts. So it says, as a report from Torrent Freak points out, a limited liability company named MLV Film Finance LLC has requested the United States District Court for Northern District of California subpoena with Google and Reddit for information regarding those who've used a specific Reddit account. According to the court documents, the account in question is for UMSS Mods, an account, according to Torrent Freak, that has been shared between the moderators of the Marvel Studios Spoilers subreddit since the creation in March 2021. Now, also, what they're doing is they're trying to get Reddit to give up these accounts, these scoopers, these people that are leaking these spoilers online. They're trying to give them up because they want to find out who it is. And a small piece of me thinks maybe it's somebody in Marvel Studios, because it's like, how do you have access to this, you know? Or somebody in Marvel Studios is at least giving somebody this stuff. So they're like, we need to put a stop to this. And I do agree that they do need to put a stop to us, because it's not that because I don't want the spoilers. I do want the spoilers, but I think that they need to put a stop to it because it makes them look bad. It makes them look real bad. And me personally, I just go, you know, when you've got this stuff going on, it's just bad. It just looks bad. So in particular, Marvel's court request aiming to Saponium Reddit says that Disney-owned studio is looking for all identifying information for any other users responsible for posting, editing, and or maintaining the content previously available on the Reddit site, including without limitation any moderator of the Marvel Studios Spoilers subreddit involved in uploading content on or about January 2023 to the Reddit site comprising and or related to the dialogue of then unreleased motion picture Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, I think what this is going to happen is they're going to take this to a judge and they're going to say, look at this. This is our property. We own this. And somebody went and you distributed property that you distributed this, and it wasn't, you don't own it. And I'm granted, Reddit does, I believe they fall under Section 230. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember. Section 230 protects websites because it's like people post whatever they want. It's not my responsibility to maintain what they do with that. I don't know if I don't know all that, but I do know that they are protected a little bit under some section of the media. So, and I do kind of fall on Reddit's, like, Reddit doesn't control what people posts, but they can control taking it down. And I do think that when a movie for a script leaks before the movie comes out, I do think that should have, or when a closed captioning script in this instance, that it should be taken down immediately, as fast as possible. Now, once it goes up, it's on the internet forever, because I've done this personally. Like, something went up and I saved it, and then it went away, and I was like, oh, thank God I saved it. The recent one was somebody had posted screenshot or pictures of Zack Snyder's thoughts for the his last two Justice League movies, and somebody posted them on Twitter, and I had immediately just saved them because I was like, I don't have time to read all of this right now, and I saved all of them, and thank God I did, because then they took it down right away, and people were like, you know, hey, can you send them to me? I was like, absolutely. And so that way, but yeah, so it's just like that. All right. So it's furthermore, the document says MLV Films Finance LLC is also looking for identifying information for any user involved between January 15th in 2023 and February 15th in posting and or editing the infiguring content. Also, Reddit, I think Reddit takes stuff like down after a while, and it's almost impossible to identify these people unless you are on Reddit constantly posting stuff. Like me, I don't post a lot on Reddit. I just go to find stuff on Reddit, like, you know, because I'm not a poster on Reddit. Plus, Reddit can be a little confusing in my opinion. I'm just like, what's going on here? Where it gets a little bit complicated is the fact that Reddit thread is allegedly embedded content hosted by Google, which first removed the content after receiving a DMCA takedown request from Marvel. Though the Reddit post in question remains live, which allows Redditors to see response to the original post, the content within the original post was removed as a part of the DMCA takedown with Google, which Reddit also complied with. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is now in theaters. What do you think of the latest entry? Who cares about that stuff? So I think that this is very, very like iffy in terms of like what's going to happen. But at the same time, I just go, listen, you know, that's the kind of world we're in today, where you got to watch what you're doing kind of thing. And I'm not on Marvel Studios side, that's for sure. But I do think that whoever posted it, I think that they did go a little bit too far. But at the same time, you can figure out if you want to know this stuff. Like I'm like, if when outlines of a movie, for instance, Quantum Mania, that the outline for that movie got put online. And like, it was basically like if you went to Wikipedia and you saw the plot synopsis, it was just like that. It was like, I'll say 5 paragraphs of stuff. And I was like, okay, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. So, but like with a whole script, a closed caption script, I don't know every single word of dialogue. I don't need to know that. So I didn't check that out. I'm like, I don't need to know that. But yeah, it's a sticky situation, and we'll see where this goes and what the future of that means for Marvel, scoopers, Redditors, you know, all that stuff. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen. Okay, so that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, guys, this one makes me excited. This comes from Deadline because they got the exclusive, I guess. But it looks like Willow's canceled, guys. Thank God. And I know when this got published and publicized and everything, a lot of you had this reaction. Yeah, you did, because you're children. I'm happy this show got canceled, so I don't have to cover it again. But this show was a complete freaking nightmare. If you watch this show, I don't understand. If you liked it, I do not understand. I don't understand. And I've been called misogynist because I don't like the show because they're talking about the lesbians and there's strong, powerful women. I go, yeah, I don't care. I don't care about the strong, powerful women. That's fine. I don't care about the lesbian relationship. That's fine. I don't care. It was bad. It was badly written. It was a terrible show. The acting was not good. The writing was the worst part. I mean, it was just bad, like all the way around. I did a review for it. You guys can check it out, but let's read this article because it's not very long. All right, here we go. Exclusive. There will be no second season of Willow, thank God. Disney Plus's live-action original series based on the 1989 fantasy film directed by Ron Howard. So good. That movie is so good. I love that movie so much. The news comes 2 months after the 8-episode first season of the show, which served as a sequel to the classic movie, ended its run on the streaming platform. Willow, which picked up years after the events of the film, did not have the zeitgeist cultural impact of the original, but was well received by critics, getting an 83% simps on Rotten Tomatoes, or they just, they're just total simps for the studios, which is ridiculous. While the series won't continue, Willow remains an important IP in the Lucasfilm library, so it might be revisited in the future. I mean, maybe as a movie, but I don't see how it can come back. I mean, it was just bad, you guys. And they talk about John Kasdan in here. He should not be a part of it because he sucks. All right, so it says, series creator John Kasdan, terrible, on Thursday categorized Willow's status as more of a pause than cancellation. I'm sure he did, noting that season 2 has been written and he hopes that it will eventually be made, but not for at least the next 12 months, leading to the decision to release the cast. I have some stuff, some more comments on this, but anyways, okay, let's continue, and then I'll get on to that. So it says, the news comes as Lucasfilms has been assessing its film slate, taking time to identify the next movie in the Star Wars franchise. Meanwhile, the company has built a sizable Star Wars TV footprint on Disney Plus with such series as the live-action hit The Mandalorian. I don't know, not season 3. The upcoming Ahsoka, Acolyte, and Skeleton Crew, as well as animated fare. Acolyte, they're getting sued for the original creator of Acolyte. I'm curious to see how that goes. And Ahsoka will be big. I'm excited for Ahsoka. The Skeleton Crew, I don't care. I'll watch it and I'll cover it, but I don't care. Same thing with Acolyte. The Acolyte so far set photos look terrible, and it's got what's her face involved, and it's bad. Kathleen Kennedy is a horrible, overseer. Okay, the decision also comes amid increased scrutiny at the media companies, including Disney, which have been curbing streaming content spending in search of profitability. Willow introduced new characters and was set in a world where brownies, sorcerers, trolls, and other mythical creatures flourish. An unlikely group of heroes set off on a dangerous quest to place far beyond their home, where they must face their inner demons and come together to save their world. Okay, it says Jonathan Kasdan wrote the pilot and served as co-showrunner alongside Wendy Marcel. Howard and writer Bob Dolman, Kathleen Kennedy, and Michelle Rijwan also served as executive producers. Okay, and that's the end of that. Yeah, is this so? Here's the sitch. This deserved to get canceled. It was terrible. I don't feel bad, but I also want to say they're now focusing on profitability and they want to create shows that get views. This is all Bob Iger's fault, 100%. I know they want to blame Bob Chapek, but this was in the works before Bob Chapek took over. So I don't feel bad for Disney. And Bob Chapek, he's coming in and being like, oh, he's the savior of Disney. I don't think so. He set all this in motion. This is 100% his fault. So then this getting canceled, it deserves it because it was a terrible show. And I don't feel bad for them. They put out crappy content and they got a crappy result. And you deserve everything you get, John Kasdan and the crew, and the cast. The crew I feel bad for because they're just, set builders and stuff like that. They deserve jobs, but yeah, don't feel bad for you. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad it's not coming back. There's no way. I mean, maybe as a movie, but I don't see it coming back as a TV show, and good riddance. All right, you guys. So that was my second story of the week. So for my third and final story this week, some beef in Tinseltown. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Here's a huge ass picture of Ben Affleck. He's looking good there. So it says, Ben Affleck on air, new CEO gig, and those memes. I am who I am. Now, this is a long article that he talks about, but I want to go down to the part where he talks about DC. So he did this interview with Hollywood Reporter, and he did this interview talking about all of his movies and stuff that's coming out. But one question that was asked was about DC. I do want to talk about this stuff that he said about filming the Justice League reshoots and everything. And then I also want to talk about what he said about directing a DC film for the James Gunn verse. Okay, so it says, they said opposed to the Justice League experience, the fact that those stories became somewhat repetitive to me and less interesting. Yeah, I did finally figure out how to play that character, Batman, and I nailed it in The Flash. I just want to say right now, I like Ben Affleck's Batman. I like his Bruce Wayne. I like his Batman. The outfit wasn't my favorite part, and I can't wait to see him in The Flash. So I think that he did a good job, and I wish that he would have stayed on. And I understand he had problems and everything, and you may not like him, but I did like him. The Flash, for the first 5 minutes, I'm there. It's really great, and a lot of it's just tone. You've got to figure out what's your vision of the person, who is the guy that fits what you can do. I tried to fit myself into a Batman. And by the way, I like a lot of the stuff we did, especially the first one, Batman v Superman, but not Justice League. What went wrong there? Justice League, you could teach a seminar on all the reasons why this is how not to do it, ranging from production to bad decisions to horrible personal tragedy. And just ending with the most monstrous taste in my mouth. The genius and the silver lining is that Zack Snyder eventually went to AT&T and was like, look, I can get you 4 hours of content, and it's practically just all the show, the slow motion that he shot in black and white. And one day of shooting with me and him, he was like, do you want to come shoot in my backyard? And I was like, I think there are unions, Zach. I think we have to make a deal. But I went and I did it. And now Zack Snyder's Justice League is my highest rated movie on IMDb. And it was well-deserved. I love like, this is the thing. When it comes, and I want to get to this rest of the stuff, but I just want to comment on this too, because even though Zack Snyder's DC, you know, his DCEU isn't my favorite because there are things that I do not like, but there's things I do like. And Ben Affleck is one of them as Batman. I thought he did a great job. Is that because Zack Snyder fans are so intense online? I don't want to talk about that. So that's a whole nother thing. So this is where it gets juicy, and it's only just one question, but one thing. But I'm excited to talk about it. So it says, so if DC came to you now and said, do you want to direct something? And he says this, he says, I would not direct something for the James Gunn DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in the direct in the way they're doing that. I am not interested in that. And that says volumes. He could have simply said, because if you remember, hold on, let me see if we got a good, I don't want to do this one. So if you remember, he said, or James Gunn had tweeted that they had talked to Ben Affleck and they were talking or whatever, and it just wasn't going to work out. And Ben Affleck in this question could have said, hey, yeah, we met and everything, but it's just they're going in a different direction that I don't think it's going to work for me. Or he could have just said, I don't know, that sounds interesting, but that's just not where I'm at right now. So I don't know, maybe in the future, but there's nothing, you know, in the pipeline as far as me as directing. He could have said anything and been more diplomatic about it, but he didn't. I feel like this was an aggressive response. Like, I am not interested. You know, and he's like, James Gunn is nice, but I don't want to be a part of this. And I'm like, man, that says a lot. And it makes me wonder, does that say a lot because he doesn't want to be a part of James Gunn's verse because it's very niche in my opinion, or is he just been burned by Warner Brothers in terms of being Batman, or being Batman and just being a part of that whole thing? Yeah, I mean, and I think it says in here that he doesn't want to be a part of a superhero franchise anymore, which I'm all like, why not? Superhero movies are fun, and you know, you got a gig for life if you whatever, if you want it. So that's that. I just think this was very aggressive on his part, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, man, Ben Affleck's got a Ben Affleck, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, all right, you guys, that's where I'm going to end it there. Those are my 3 stories of the week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about this whole Marvel suing Reddit to get these Redditors' names? Do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like spoilers? Are you like me and you like, I want all the spoilers, but I don't want, and I don't want script, like I don't want lines of dialogue, like maybe like 1 or 2 lines of dialogue is fine, or you get like maybe like a page which has like a monologue on it. Maybe then I'd be okay with it, but this I just go was a little too far. But at the same time, I do want spoilers. I love them spoilers and everything. Second, how do you guys feel about Willow getting canceled? I'm happy about it. I hope you're happy about it. If you're not happy about it, I get it. You may have liked the movie, fine. The show, that's fine. I'm question your taste, but whatever, it's fine. You like what you like. I can't help what you like. You can't help what I like. But if we're being objective, it was really badly written. It's just a terribly written show and acted badly. They don't explain anything. Oh, it's just bad all the way around. I'm sorry, you guys. That's objective too. That's just objective. And then finally, how do you guys feel about Ben Affleck not being interested in directing a DC film for James Gunn's DC universe? Do you think this was an aggressive response? Are you on Ben Affleck's side? What do you think about the James Gunn universe and everything? I mean, me personally, they've got a fan for life just because I love DC. I always have loved DC. I've been a DC girl since I was a kid. So they're always going to have me, but it's just interesting to see how aggressive his response was to this. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about that. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that pink what icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.